Hey sweeties, thank you all so much for subscribing to my backup channel. Woo! You all are super awesome. The channel is growing and all thanks to you. And if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Kindly click on the link in the comment section. It's going to take you straight to my backup channel. Kindly subscribe and be part of that family. Welcome to Naya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification so you get notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all, and I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you for always coming through to support me. You all are super awesome. So today we'll be looking at something that, like, you know, a lot of people are stationed to this video. I think she's biracial or a black lady. Sorry, don't get me wrong. She started by saying that white people are all racist. And she went further to explain why she said that. And a white boy, like, started trending because of his own response to this girl. I mean, they probably did not even want to listen and understand what she went through or what she faced that made her say that. I do not want to bore you. Let me just roll the clip so we all can come back to talk about it, and let me know what you all think in the comment section. So let me roll the clip.
All white people are racist. Every single last one of them, all of them are racist. You uphold a system of racism by literally just being white.
It is 2023. 2023. I've been taking 3 different medications because I have 3 different illnesses. So sorry if I sound out of it, but back to what I was saying. This is one of those situations where you're fighting for a cause, you're speaking out about something, but your viewpoints get so extreme that you're now doing what you're fighting against. And do you know what I think? I think quarantine has to be the biggest factor of why we're seeing extreme viewpoints like this. You can't possibly fight racial injustice in this country and then immediately have your opening statement be categorizing and stereotyping a group of people based on the color of their skin. Your resentment toward far-right conservative white Americans does not give you the justification to group white people as a whole. It can't be all, right? I mean, it can't be the white South Americans, the white Central Americans, the white Africans, right? Because it doesn't make sense. It's not nice to call someone racist. We throw that word out to white people so much. It's like, really, it's really not nice. So that video was taken down, I think, or reported, and they had something to say about that.
So when I exercise my right to use my free speech as a child on an app for children, suddenly all these adults are up in arms reporting my videos? Do I not have a right to free speech just because it conflicts with yours? Your subjective ideas, I can't express my subjective ideas because you don't agree with them? It's free speech this, free speech that until it's somebody black, huh?
Let's cut the music real quick, right? You and I both know that you're smart enough and old enough to willingly post videos on TikTok about your opinions or whatever you want, right? So don't pull this, I'm a child, you're an adult, take a look at yourself, right? It doesn't work. Ignore the trolls, right? Nobody is saying that you don't have the freedom of speech to speak your opinions on social media. Because we both know that freedom of speech can come with consequences. And those consequences come with criticism, backlash, your videos taken down, and not to mention TikTok's report system is very shitty. And I know all this because for the past 2 years that I've been speaking in my opinions, I've been in the same situation as you. People mass report my videos, they don't think I should be able to have a voice, they report my account, they ban my account, they suspend my account. I've gone through all of it. But I'm not gonna sit here, grab my phone, make a video of myself alone in my bedroom and complain about how my freedom of speech is being taken away. It's the perk of being a small creator on TikTok.
All white people are racist. Every single last one of them, all of them are racist.
For the last week or so, I've seen a lot of white content creators duetting this woman's video and being very defensive. So this is my message to the other white content creators on here. Stop being defensive. Listen to her. Listen to her. Her anger, her frustration is entirely valid. Now, you may disagree with what she says, but scientifically, we are all capable of bias and prejudice and racism. And it actually takes a lot of work to undo prejudice and bias, even if they're unknown to you, even if they're subconscious. The fact is that we live in a country that is still hugely oppressive to BIPOC people. When you hear a creator like that and you come on here and you go, no, I'm one of the good ones, I'm a good white person, that's the same energy as not all men. Instead of getting mad at her for her very valid anger, get mad at the systems of oppression in place that make her feel the way she feels. Get mad at a system that prioritizes white bodies and white voices. Because she's right. If you aren't actively fighting against white supremacy, your silence is endorsing it. Listening to others, even when it makes us uncomfortable, is much harder than just having that snap anger reaction, but it's necessary. This girl is 17 years old. And all kinds of creators have come for her. It's easy to get offended. It's harder to fight for change.
It's not nice to call someone racist.
Okay, sure. We'll start off this way. I don't go around saying that all white people are racist. Not because it's not true, but because I understand that if I go around with that statement, nobody cares to listen to everything else I have to say, because it's a triggering statement for white people. And I think part of solving the issue that is racism and systematic racism is having people listen to us. But that being said, she's not wrong. However, instead I'd like to phrase it like white people are born into a system that consistently supports white supremacy and racism towards people of color and black people. And yes, that involves all white people, whether you want to talk about South Americans, white Africans, whoever you're naming. White people can be the minority in a black-held country and still uphold white supremacy and racism mindset. Because white people have managed to convince the entire world that they're better at everything. And so they have people of color and black people like me convincing ourselves to be more like them. So then we get stuff like colorism. Where do you think it stems from? And sure, I suppose it is mean to call somebody a racist, but you know what's mean? Sundown towns that are still existing in America. Lynching that still exists in America. Exploitation of people of color and black people that happens all over. So all that kumbaya stuff you want to say when it comes to fighting racism, it's not going to work. Because you'll need to explain to me, how can I be kumbaya with a KKK member or a neo-Nazi? Matter of fact, with these curls on your head, how can you kumbaya with them? Because they'll take you down right after they take me. My thing is, when people like you come on the platform and tell people like me how to navigate how they feel about their oppression, it never works out. Because unfortunately, you'll always come from a place that's so vastly distant to where we are, you will never see it eye to eye the way we do. Not only that, you will unintentionally dismiss a lot of things that are going on. Like your video wasn't mean. Obviously, you're like, oh my goodness, woe to the white people. Stop calling white people racist. And guess who showed up in your comments? That's right, racist. The minute that you give these people the room to be racist, they're going to be racist. The one thing for sure, I don't know your ethnicity. I don't know what it is. You look white, so I'm going to address you as white. You're Brazilian, so I'm addressing you as a white Brazilian. This is not your battle to fight. This is my battle that I fight every single day. When I come up on live and I'm talking my ish, people come out and call me the N-word. When I speak with the slightest amount of AAVE, people call me uneducated. When I come on the live and I'm passionate about what I'm speaking about, people call me loud and black and ratchet. And these things are mean. Yeah, they're hurtful to me. I know you got a lot of likes in your video, 700,000 around there. But don't let that make you think that you're correct. Your stance is really wrong, especially because you do not get to dictate how people who are oppressed navigate their oppression, regardless if she's mixed, regardless if she's half white, half black. Now, I'll admit, I don't really care for her video because I don't necessarily agree with the whole thing, but also her second video when she says that, oh, well, I'm a teenager, adults should not be coming for me. I hate when teens pull that crap on the app. But what I'm gonna tell you is that your video did much more harm than it could do good. Read your comments. Look through your comments. Look what people are writing about my people. That's the space that you've created. Because you wanted to go on the kumbaya, woe is me, let's all make peace together. The minute that you can make peace with somebody that hates your entire existence, I'll be able to make peace with mine.
Viewpoints get so extreme that you're now doing what you're fighting against.
I unfortunately decided to watch that video again and have more to say. Firstly, at one point he says that calling somebody racist is mean. This is what happens when you live in privilege and delusion. Privilege is being in a place where you think being called racist and being the recipient of racism are somehow equatable. They're just not. They're just not. You can read literally any history book and understand that that is false. If I call you a racist, what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? Your feelings are hurt. If I'm the recipient of racism, what's the worst thing that's gonna happen to me? I get killed. Those are not comparable. So that was, I'm really trying to be respectful, but that was just like a very ignorant point. The second point is, if you go through all those comments, you'll see a bunch of white people saying like, what am I supposed to do? Apologize for my skin? Oh, I'm sorry that I'm white. Things like that. There are about 37,000 points I could make off of just that. Firstly, nobody is asking you to apologize for the color of your skin. And it is extremely offensive to me that you think that as a black person who has actually been expected to apologize just for the color of my skin. When people say all white people have inherent bias, what they're saying is if you are white, it is your responsibility to check your unchecked bias. Don't apologize for it unless you use it. What you need to do is reevaluate it. There are also a shit ton of comments like, why can't we all just love each other? Or hate doesn't fight hate. Firstly, don't make this sound like it is like someone threw a punch and then someone threw a punch back. This is not an equal fight. Black people are having origins in kidnap, sexual assault, and slavery, and systemic racism that is still continuing to this day does not equate to black people saying that white people are racist. Okay, that is not at all the same. We are not fighting fire with fire. We are calling out fire, okay? It is not the same thing. And if you hear somebody calling out racism and you feel immediately like they're saying you're responsible, that might be your own subconscious pointing something out to you. Maybe you are participating in this more than you need to. And to anyone who is part of any marginalized community, if you are friends with somebody who wants you or expects you to show them love in response to them displaying racism or oppression or any type of phobia toward you, they're not a true ally. You are not obligated to speak to them in a way that makes them feel good about themselves when they are espousing rhetoric that could literally end your life.
Viewpoints get so extreme that you're now doing what you're fighting.
So the creator I Stitch falls into the fishhook theory of like, oh, the left calling white people racist is the left being racist because they're alienating a group of people based off of their race, all this and that. It's not any of that, and I can explain why. Because the idea is that race was created like out of people's ass, right, to put white people above non-white people. And we still have those same systems today that exist that put white people above non-white people. So you don't think those systems like affect how the individuals like view other people? Because like when you're in a system that has racial inequality, you're not gonna like normalize that racial inequality. And if you've never had to think about race your entire life, and if you've never had to worry about how race would affect you, wouldn't you be like a little bit less susceptible to understanding race because you've just never had to think about it? Like all of your things in your life are based off of your merit, but that's just not how it is for other people. Other people get based off of their race because, you know, they're not white. And that's the point of the thing. And it affects how individual white people like actually treat individual non-white people. It affects white spaces and non-white spaces. Race matters because white people have made it mattered. And now calling Anglo-Saxon Europeans out on it is like a travesty to a lot of people, and I don't really understand why, because it's like you're acting like the world wasn't built in the way it was built. I just don't get it.
It's not nice to call someone racist. We throw that word out to white people.
Why are you getting called racist? My white friends don't get called racist. You know, Bill Nye doesn't get called racist. Tony Hawk doesn't get called racist. But you do. And then you go on to say that black people overuse this word and throw it around like it has no meaning. Let me get this straight. Instead of taking accountability for, you know, what you did to make people call you racist. Because I've never seen a white person post a video of their dog and black people call them racist, so. And instead of addressing that, you're just saying, they don't know what they're talking about, I'm a victim. What? I heard this, someone told me this after the 2016 election, and it still holds true today. And the saying goes, you might not be racist, but racism isn't a deal breaker for you. Trump made 3 million racist statements, you know, it's whatever. Your boyfriend who is blatantly racist, but you're still with him because you can change him. I recommend you talk to the people who called you racist and ask them why they said it, and stop acting like a victim online.
not nice to call someone racist. We throw them.
Yo, you're trying to make a point that not all white people are racist. You make one video and look at your comments, literally thousands of racists. In your original video, you were criticizing a teenager, who her hate for white people is new, so she's still figuring it out. And one thing you start to learn when you're a young person of color, you need to pick and choose which white person you keep near you, because most of them will let you down. I mean, you talk about quarantine, how it make people extreme. Yeah, when we saw what happened to George Floyd, we became extreme. I mean, during quarantine, we were asking white people to say, hey, say Black Lives Matter. And they couldn't even say that. So we saw that there was levels to this white supremacy. And there's been no change for people of color since quarantine started, but the right has gotten more extreme and people like you are making excuses for them. You make stupid excuses for them like, oh, are the white people in Latin America?
All right, this is all we've got for the stitches, and it is long enough already. And let me know what you all think in the comment section. I appreciate you all and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.